before 6. Okay, guys, it's 6-1 already. We'll start the event. Before the event, we'll have a small announcement. Okay, Anup, could you play that video? Okay, good evening all. This is Adil, the director of Quiz Club. And hope you're all having a great day. And before getting into today's quiz, that's a UND quiz, we have another quiz planned on October 30th, the Wiz quiz. As this is a spooky season and Spooktober, an exclusive quiz planned on the wizardry world of Harry Potter is on October 30th, and the quizmaster will be our club coordinator, Sushi Bala. So, Harry Potter fans, this is your chance to fly high. So, without further ado, let's jump into our today's main event, the UND quiz. And the quizmaster for today's event will be the Hari Bhaskar, another coordinator of our club. And he goes by different names like Current Affairs King and um, Living Newspaper and all. So we can expect a great standard from a set on SDG, Sustainable Development Goals. So without further ado, over to the quizmaster, Hari Bhaskar. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Adil. Hope my voice is clear. I'm audible, right?
Yeah, you're audible.
Yeah. Good evening to one and all present here. I'm Hari Bhaskar, coordinator of Quiz Club of PSG CAS, going to conduct the special quiz UND quiz. Today is October 24th, celebrated as World United Nations Day. So United Nations is main thing is to bring out the SDGs, Sustainable Development Goals. This sustainable development is the development that meets the needs of the present without compromising the ability for future generations to meet their own needs. Hope all will know about this SDGs. Without further delay, Yes, Sharan bro. Please post the Google Form link in chat box. The Google Form links have been sent both in this chat box and also in the WhatsApp group. You can see the questions here and answer in this Google Forms. Shall we move on to question number 1? Some response in chat box. Before moving to question, we'll go through the rules for this today's quiz. Totally, there are 17 questions in this total quiz, and the questions will be shown in the Zoom, and participants have to give their answers in the Google form provided. The Google form has been given in chat box and also in the WhatsApp group also. Please access to it. There will be no reruns. Once the quiz finishes, everyone will be given 1 minute time to submit their forms. So listen the questions carefully. No reruns will be done. Please fill the required details in the Google form. There is no negative marking, so feel free to guess to all the questions. For questions with multiple answers, please type them one after the other. Please don't use Google or search aids. Participants found to be Googling will be immediately disqualified. நான் தமிழ் இங்கிலீஷ் ரெண்டுலையுமே தான் பேசுவேன். உங்களுக்கு எது டிஸ்கம்ஃபர்ட் இருந்தால் சொல்லுங்க. இந்த ரூல்ஸ் எல்லாம் புரிஞ்சுன்னா இப்போ ஃபர்ஸ்ட் கொஸ்டின் போகலாம். ப்ளீஸ் டோன்ட் யூஸ் கூகுள் ஆர் அதர் எனி அதர் சர்ச் சைட்ஸ். நீங்கள் கூகுள் பண்ணுறது எங்களுக்கு தெரிஞ்சிடும். இப்போ நீங்கள் மாட்டிக்க வேண்டாம். இது நம்ம தெரிஞ்சுக்கிறதுக்கு தான் வந்திருக்கோம். தெரிஞ்சால் பண்ணுங்க, தெரிலன்னா அந்த இதுக்கு விட்டு நெக்ஸ்ட் இது எழுதலாம். ஒன்றும் பிரச்சனை இல்லை. ரூல்ஸ் எல்லாம் கிளியராக இருக்கா எல்லாத்துக்கும்? Can unmute and talk or also put in chat box. Any other doubts? So no doubts in the chat box. Yeah, let's move on to question number 1. Question 1. X was launched by merging National Rural Employment Program (NREP) and Rural Landless Employment Guarantee Program (RLEGP) at the end of 7th 5-year plan. This scheme was implemented on rural scale, particularly to certain people. Later, it was also merged with Sampurna Gramin Yojana. This was very popular very next to Y, which was started in the year 2005. Identify X and Y. X is a mission, Y is also a mission. X was launched by merging NREP and RLEGP at this end of 7th 5-year plan. Xங்கிறது வந்து ஒரு ஸ்கீம், Y ஒரு ஸ்கீம். அந்த X and Y ஸ்கீம் என்னன்னு தான் நீங்க ஆன்சர் பண்ணணும். X was launched by merging NREP and RLEGP at the end of 7th 5-year plan. The 7th 5-year plan would be a clue for you. And very popular scheme next to Y. No messages in chat box. It will lead to disqualification. Please don't say the answers in chat box. Use the Google form. Identify X and Y. X and Y are the two schemes. Name that schemes. Please answer in Google Forms. Don't answer in chat box. It will lead to disqualification. So take care of it. And please don't Google. If we're done with question 1, shall we move to question 2? Please remember, no rerun will be done. So listen carefully for the questions. The first one la x and y rendu enna schemes nu kandupidikkanum. Okay, next move on to the next question, question 2. Yeah, question 2. Identify what does this map depicts. இந்த வேர்ல்டு மேப் கொடுத்துருக்காங்க. இதில் ஒவ்வொரு கலர்ஸ் வந்து டெபிக் பண்ணியிருக்காங்க. இந்த ஹோல் மேப் என்ன டெபிக் பண்ணுங்கிறத நீங்க கண்டுபிடிக்கணும். ஐடென்டிஃபை வாட் டஸ் திஸ் மேப் டெபிக்ட்ஸ். இது வந்து எஸ்டிஜி குவிஸ். அந்த எஸ்டிஜி 17 கோல்ஸ் தெரியும்னு நினைக்கிறேன். இப்போ ஒவ்வொரு கொஸ்டினுக்கும் அந்த கோல்ஸ்க்கான ரிலேட்டட் கொஸ்டின்ஸ் தான் இருக்கும். கொஸ்டின் 2 எதுனா ரிலேட்டட்னு கண்டுபிடிச்சிங்கன்னா இந்த மேப் எதை டெபிக் பண்ணுறதுன்னு கண்டுபிடிச்சிடலாம். வேர்ல்டு மேப் இருக்கு. வேரியஸ் கேட்டகரிஸ் ஆல்சோ கிவன். Find out what this map depicts. Connect with SDG goal 2. What this map depicts is the answer I'm looking for. Give you answers in Google Forms. Okay, we'll move on to the question 3. Yeah, question number 3. It's also a same like the first question, related to scheme. It is a flagship scheme introduced during the 12th 5-year plan. Again, notice the 5-year plans being given here will be a clue for you. The flagship scheme introduced during the 12th 5-year plan in India to promote the well-beingness of the people. Separate ministry was created, likely to improve significantly the scheme's outreach in terms of planning and supervision. It also aims to improve the educational institutions capable of imparting the quality of the scheme education. Identify the scheme. It is a scheme introduced during the 12th 5-year plan in India, and it also has a separate ministry in a cabinet. Identify which scheme is being introduced during 12th 5-year plan. Again, connect with the SDG goal 3. It is a scheme introduced in the 12th 5-year plan. Also note that there is a separate ministry for this scheme. This will help you to answer this one. Wait for 5 seconds and move to question 4. Identify the scheme is the question, third one. Okay, let's move on to question number 4. Yeah, question number 4. Dash brings transformational reforms in school education for a student as 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4 model instead of 10 plus 2 model, and some changes in higher education too. It gives more importance to vocational and experimental learning, flexibility of entry and exit in UG programs, teaching in mother tongue, and many new ideas. This was drafted by the committee led by Dash, who was former chairman of a space organization. Fill in the blanks. Which is also related with SDG goal 4. This brings a transformational reforms in the school education system, where we have 10 plus 2 model, which will be changed to 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4 model. And it was drafted by a committee led by, okay, no clues please being given in the chat box. I'll read the question itself. This was drafted by the committee led by a name who was former chairman of a space organization. This was drafted by a person who was also served as a chairman for a space organization. What is that reform? and who drafted it? Like this, you can ask. If you need clues, you can ask in chat box, or you want to refrain from asking clues also, you can say no clues please, like that on. This is the fourth one is needed. Two answers are needed. What is the reform and committee led by whom? This is the fourth question. We'll move on to the fifth one. Move on to the fifth question. Yeah, no, bro. Fifth one. Yeah, we came to the fifth one. Question number 5. 1. Narendra Modi. 2. Manmohan Singh. 3. Atal Bihari Vajpayee. 4. P.V. Narasimha Rao. 5. Jawaharlal Nehru and Charan Singh. We all know these are the prime ministers of India during the different periods. Identify what is this rankings reveal about cabinet ministry. Narendra Modi tops this list, and followed by Manmohan Singh, followed by Atal Bihari Vajpayee, then P.V. Narasimha Rao, and fifth is shared by Jawaharlal Nehru and Charan Singh. Identify what this rankings reveal about the cabinet ministry. When connect with SDG goal 5, identify what is this rankings reveal about cabinet ministry. Narendra Modi, followed by Manmohan Singh, Vajpayee, Narasimha Rao, Jawaharlal Nehru, and Charan Singh. Identify what this rankings reveal about cabinet ministry. Something has been happened in their cabinet ministries. It has been a record. What is that ranking reveal about? Any clues needed, or shall we move on to next question? Yeah, we'll move to the next question. Question number 6. Yeah, question 6. It is a river born in Western Ghats. So it's a river based on SDG goal 6. It's a river born in Western Ghats. It shares its travel path with 2 states and joins a major river which is from the other state. It is regarded as one of the most visiting tourist spot. It serves as a main water supplying river for 3 main districts in the state. Identify the river. இது வந்து வெஸ்டர்ன் காட்ஸ்ல இந்த ரிவர் உருவாகுது. அதுல இருந்து 2 ஸ்டேட்டுக்கு டிராவல் ஆகி ஒரு மேஜர் ரிவர் அது வந்து இன்னொரு ஸ்டேட்ல இருந்து வருது. அந்த ரிவர் கூட இந்த ரிவர் போய் ஜாயின் ஆகுது. இந்த பிளேஸ் வந்து மோஸ்ட் விசிட்டிங் டூரிஸ்ட் ஸ்பாட்டா இருக்கு. And also serves as a main water supplying river for 3 main districts in this state. Identify the river. Connect with the SDG goal 6. The answer I'm looking for is a river. River born in Western Ghats. Also shares its travel path with 2 states and joins a major river which is from the other state. River born in Western Ghats. Think of Western Ghats and rivers born there. And you can easily crack it. Shall we move on to next question? Again, I'm repeating, please don't Google. Know what you write. Just to we came to learn some new things. Yeah, let's move on to question number 7. Yeah, question 7. It's a photovoltaic power station spread over an area of 2,500 acres, which is 10 square kilometer in a coastal area. It was commissioned by Adani Powers with a generating capacity of whopping 648 MVP at a single location. It is the world's 12th largest in this case as based on capacity and first largest in India. Identify this station. It's an electric station which is located in a coastal area and first largest in India. Yeah, no clues is given in chat box. Okay, again, connect with SDG 7th goal. Photovoltaic power station in a coastal area. It's an electric station with 648 megawatt powers. We'll move on to question number 8. Question 8, please. Anup bro, question 8. Yeah, we came to question 8. One half for Canadian, another half shared by Israeli and American. Israeli and American. Total value of this is 10 million SEK, which is the Swedish currency. It is also called as Sveriges Riksbank. Identify what this information describes. Its total value is values Swedish 10 million currency, and it's also called as Sveriges Riksbank. One half is shared by Canadian and another half is shared by both Israeli and American. Identify what this information describes. Again, something related with SDG's 8th goal. One half by Canadian and another half shared by both Israeli and American. Total value of this its Swedish currency is 10 million. It's also a current affairs thing. Identify what this information describes. Yeah, we'll move on to question number 9. It's been, this question is like A and B part. 2 answers should be needed for this one. A scheme introduced by Government of India to promote startup business and other self-employment activities, particularly in the technology-driven areas. It was created in the year 2016 by Niti Aayog. Identify the scheme which made many youths to create new ideas. This is the first part of the question. And the second part, Chenani Nasri Tunnel in Jammu and Kashmir reduces travel distance between Jammu and Kashmir by 30 kilometers, supportive for all weather conditions. Identify what are the supporting clues talk about and find the organization which built it. So 2 parts has been asked in the question. A is one scheme and B is another. A was a scheme introduced by Government of India to promote startup. அது வந்து 2016ல நித்தி ஆயோக்கால ஃபார்ம் பண்ணியிருக்காங்க. அது என்னது? அதே மாதிரி பி சென்னானி நஸ்ரிக் இது ரெண்டு ஊருக்கு இருக்கிற நடுவில் ஒரு டனல் கட்டியிருக்காங்க. இட் ரெடியூசஸ் த டிராவல் டிஸ்டன்ஸ் பிட்வீன் ஜம்மு அண்ட் காஷ்மீர் பை 30 கிலோமீட்டர். இட் சப்போர்ட்ஸ் ஃபார் ஆல் வெதர் கண்டிஷன்ஸ். இந்த சப்போர்ட்டிங் க்ளூஸ்லாம் எதை பற்றி பேசுது அண்ட் விச் ஆர்கனைசேஷன் பில்ட் இட்? இட்ஸ் அ டனல் in Jammu and Kashmir. Which organization built it is the B part of the question. And A is a scheme introduced by Government of India in 2016. We move on to the next slide to see the image of the tunnel. This is the tunnel. Which organization built it? This is in Jammu and Kashmir between Chenani and Nalseri. Chenani and Nasri tunnel. A part of the two part of answers is be needed for this question. A is a scheme and B is also which organization. Move to next slide. This is the tunnel. Identify which organization built it. This is the B part and A part is the scheme created by Niti Aayog. Hope this question is clear. Two parts of answers is needed for full marks, A part and B part. Shall we move on to next question? 10th one. Yeah, 10th one. Identify which construction place is this and why was it trending in 2020? Identify which construction place is this and why was it is trending in 2020? Connect with SDG goal 10, which was it was trending in news and was popularly talked by many. Which construction place is this? It's trending in the year 2020. It's last year. Trending in news. Any clues needed?
Should we give the place?
Yeah, it's a place.
And what was the reason? Why was it trending? That is what you
Yeah.
mean.
You need to specify the place and why was it trending in last year. Shall we move on to the next question? Yeah, question 11. A major state in India has recently announced 43 cities in its state will join X. This campaign is started by United Nations in 2020 to protect the environment and to control a global issue. It aims to reduce a component which is great. It aims to reduce a component which is great threat nowadays. This campaign aims to reduce this chemical component by 2050. Identify X. This is like a mission or a campaign started in the year 2020 by United Nations. Recently, a major state in India announced 43 cities in its state will join this campaign. It's related with the chemical component. Can also relate with SDG goal 11. Also a current affairs question. Identify this campaign. A major state in India announced that 43 cities in its state will join this campaign. This campaign aims to reduce this chemical component. One chemical component has been prevailing in this environment and also a global issue. It aims to reduce it by 2050. Identify what is this campaign. Yeah, shall we move on to the next one? Yeah, let's move on to question number 12.
Should we specify the chemical component also or only X?
No, no, only X, only X. I will move on to question 12. Yeah. Question 12. X aims at reducing environmental risks and ecological scarcities without degrading the environment. The main objective is to achieve more X-type finance, investments, etc., and to preserve the most critical economic asset, that is nature. Identify X. It's also a type of question related to question 11. Both are interrelated only.
No close.
Yeah, okay, fine. It aims at reducing environmental risks and to achieve more that X type of finance in the future to preserve nature. Identify X. Interrelated question with 11. 11 and 12 both are interrelated one. Think of that and connect with this. Yeah, let's move on to question 13. Can you mute your mic? Host, can you mute them? Yeah.
So the answer is same for question 11 and 12, sir.
Yeah, let's move on to question 13.
So the answer is same for question 11 and 12, sir.
No, no, it's not same. It's more related only, but not same answers for question 11 and 12.
So for question 11, the name of the campaign, and for question 12, what they asked. Does also say the name of the campaign or?
No, it's not name of the campaign. It's a type of system prevailing in the environment. Question 11 and 12 are not same answers. They are different one, but more connected one only. Hope you are clear. Now we move on to the question 13. As a part of X agreement in 2015 to reduce the effect of greenhouse gases, many countries are trying to introduce Y type of transportation. India is also taken this initiative to run this specific type of transportation. Trial has been held between Sonipat in Jind in Haryana. Only few countries like Germany, Poland are currently using this type of transportation. Identify X and Y. X is an agreement and Y is a type of transportation. Recently, the trial has been held in Sonipat and Jind in Haryana. Only few countries like Germany and Poland are using this type of transportation now. The trial run has been done in India. X is an agreement and Y is a type of transportation. Identify X and Y. Connect with SDG goal 13, which will help you. Any clues or shall we move on to next one? Okay, no clues. Yeah, X is an agreement and Y is a type of transportation. Yeah, let's move on to question number 14. Yeah, it is a limestone formation formed in the major forms of water by millions of tiny animals called polyps. They cannot live in water cooler than 65 Fahrenheit, 18 degrees Celsius or 65 Fahrenheit. They are found mostly in warm and tropical areas. Queensland in Australia is the largest of it. What is being described here? It's a limestone formation formed in the major forms of water. You all know what is the major form of water by millions of tiny animals called polyps. Queensland in Australia has largest of it. Again, no clues. Two members. Yeah. What is being described here? Connect with the SDG goal 14. Limestone formation in Queensland in Australia is the largest of it. What is being described here? Identify what is being described here. Queensland in Australia is the largest of it. Yeah, let's move on to question 15. Question number 15 coming up. Yeah, question 15. As India is the home to around 8% of the world's biodiversity, which includes many species found nowhere else in the world. India is also an active participant in the implementation of Nayoga Protocol. Dash and dash being undertaken to conserve the two of the country's most majestic species of animals. Fill in the blanks, the two flagship projects. Two projects has been followed in India related with majestic species of animals.
No clues.
Yeah, again, no clues. Fill in the blanks with two flagship projects. Connect with most majestic species. Main thing of our country. Two projects. As usual, connect with SDG goal 15. Shall we move on to next one? Yeah, let's move on to question 16. Question number 16. It is one of the alternative dispute redressal mechanisms. It is a forum where disputes or cases pending in the court of lawyer or plea litigation stage are settled. It is governed under Legal Services Authorities Act 1987. It was first implemented in Junagadh, Gujarat in 1982 and modern version in Chennai in 1986. P.W. Bhagavati was the implementer of this body of law. It's a law related one. It's an alternate dispute redressal mechanism. First implemented in Junagadh in Gujarat 1982, governed under Legal Services Authority Act 1987. The modern version has been implemented in Chennai in 1986. Identify what is this redressal mechanism, dispute redressal mechanism. Okay, again, no clues. P.W. Bhagavati was the implementer of this body of law. connect with SDG goal 16, law related one, governed under Legal Services Authority Act 1987. Now, without any delay, we'll move on to question 17, the last question for this today's quiz. Yeah, question 17. The government of India is an important part of new global partnership, and it has been strengthened by the country's effort to build networks within the region and with the world. India has been part of A, formed in the year 1985, B, formed in the year 2001, and C, which is headquartered at B, as well as with UN agencies and programs around the world. Identify this A, B, C. These are the three things I'm looking for as answer. A is formed in the year 1985. B is formed in the year 2001, and C, which is headquartered at B, as well as with India is part of this major three organizations. Identify A, B, C. This is the last one, question number 17. Identify A, B, and C. The three schemes in the question. A was formed in 1985, B in 2001, and C is headquartered at B. In your Google form, 20 questions will be specified. Leave out that last 18, 19, and 20. Give answers for only 17. Don't care about that 18, 19, and 20. By mistake, we done it. Hope you all answered this one. Move on to the final slide. Yeah. Thank you for all for your effective participation. Please wait. We'll discuss the answers in a short time. 2 minutes time will be given to complete your Google Forms.
So can we show the questions on the first, sir?
No, we specified that we will not rerun the questions.
So can we show the questions on the first, sir?
So, bro, we specified that we will not rerun the questions. We clearly mentioned in WhatsApp group also, in the first slide also rules, we clearly mentioned that we will not rerun the questions. Yeah, 1 more minute for submitting the Google Forms. After submitting, give a thumbs up in chat box. We'll start discussing the answers. Please submit your Google Forms as soon as possible. Please mute yourself. I extend the time 1 more minute for submitting a Google Forms. Please submit it as soon as possible.
Can we show the questions of the first, sir, for reviewing?
Yeah, we'll discuss the answer, bro. Please wait 2 minutes.
Actually, at first I have network issues, so I could not join the session. So join lately.
I'm sorry,
Many
we
have completed.
specifically said that there'll be no rerun, so sorry for that. Network issues are from your side.
What, sir?
Sorry, we specifically said that there'll be no rerun, so we won't
Actually, I
be.
have network issues initially, so I could not join. So that's not the problem.
No, that's from your side, right? We couldn't do anything. Sorry, we can't bend the rules for just one of you.
Actually, if it is offline means it is okay. If you conduct the session offline means, then can I come and
No,
do it tomorrow in college?
I'm sorry. It's
No,
an
bro, it's
online
just
event, right?
online.
We have framed rules in such a way that it's suitable for an online event. So no more arguing. And the QM's decision is final. What about that QM? You're interested in showing it?
So
No, in
many
my
have
side I face
submitted.
network issues. That was the problem. It is raining continuously from morning, so I have network issues. That's not a problem.
Many have submitted the forms, bro. Now they can only 1 minute is given to submit. How many questions you want from first or
No, from first.
no, first? From first means it will be difficult, bro.
Say
Already
join
time.
6:15 only. 6:15 and 6:20.
I'm sorry, people have started submitting already. So please, you can participate in the next quiz. I'm sorry.
Otherwise, can you please send the questions personally to me in WhatsApp? My number.
Bro, no, this is not. We've framed rules, right? We have some rules for this quiz. So don't argue for that.
Clearly, announcement was made in the afternoon itself.
Yeah.
No? Please check the WhatsApp group. We have clearly mentioned that no reruns will be done. I will move on to the answer discussion.
Fine.
Only one round is there.
Yeah, only one room.
Okay.
When you conduct the next session?
Sorry, bro.
When will you conduct the next session? Next week or next month?
Yeah, coming Saturday we have this quiz based on Harry Potter
So
quiz. We
that's
have
offline or
coming.
online.
Yeah, it's online only, bro. As of now, no offline events been planned.
Okay.
All events are online only.
You'll get
Better
plenty
like
of
next
chances
time.
in proving yourself. We'll have a WhatsApp quiz and Zoom quiz for almost for a month. We'll have at least 2 events, so don't worry.
Don't feel anything, bro. It's just an experience. Yeah, we'll move on to the answer slide discussion. Yeah, question one. X was launched by merging National Rural Employment Program (NREP) and RLEGP at the end of 7th 5-year plan. This was very popular next to X and next popular to Y. Identify X and Y. If you know the answer, put it in the chat box, or you can unmute and say also.
This is Jawahar Rosgar Yojana and
Yeah,
Manari.
X is Jawahar Roger Yojana, and Y.
That Mahatma Gandhi NRE.
MNRG, yes, Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Scheme. I will move on to the answer slide. Yeah, it's Sushmita from also gets it right. Y is Magan Dregs. We move on to the answer slide. Yeah, it's X is Jawahar Roger Yojana. Y is Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Scheme. It's a more related with poverty elevation schemes. So it's been a first SDG goal, no poverty. I'll move on to the next one. Question number 2. Identify
the global hunger index.
That's global hunger map.
Yeah.
Yeah. Your name, bro?
Kevin.
Yeah. Kevin gets it right. It's World Hunger Map of 2020. It's related with the second SDG goal, zero hunger. Many governments aim to end hunger, achieve food security, and to promote sustainable agriculture. Like in government of India started the Annapurna scheme like that. It's the hunger map. Is the answer I'm looking for. Yeah, midday meal scheme. Sushmita ji also gets hunger scale depiction. Yeah, hunger map will fetch you marks. Move on to the next one, third one.
Is it the Ayushman Bharat?
Yeah, it's Ayushman scheme.
And Dr. K. Kastur, yeah, Ayushman Bharat under.
That will be fourth one, bro. Wait, we'll discuss this one. Ayush scheme created in the year 2014. Yeah, it's Ayushman Bharat. Again, Sushmita gets it right. A for Ayurveda, Y Yoga, U Unani, S for Siddha, and H Homeopathy. National Ayush Mission. This was the answer I was looking for. Third SDG goal, good health and well-being. So I kept this one as the third one. We'll move on to the fourth one.
NEP and Kasturi Rangan.
And NEP, National Education Policy, drafted by Kasturi Rangan. He was the chairman of ISRO, NEP, and Kasturi Rangan. Yeah. The fourth SDG goal was quality education. You came to the fifth one. Yeah.
Is it the women cabinet ministers? Majority was in Narendra Modi's. Then Manmohan Singh, like that way. Is that the answer?
Yeah, women cabinet ministers is the answer I was looking for. More number of women cabinet ministers in their respective cabinets. Narendra Modi is 11 cabinet ministers in this ministry. Manmohan Singh had 9. Atal Bihari Vajpayee had 7. Jawaharlal PV Narasimha Rao had 4. Jawaharlal Nehru and Charan Singh shared 3. Fifth SDG goal was gender equality by giving more preference to women's. Yeah, came to the question number 6. This is a river born in Western Ghats. No, it's not Hemavati.
Kaveri? Is it Kaveri?
No, that major river is Kaveri. Think of Tamil Nadu. River born in Western Ghats.
Krishna Sagar or something like that.
No.
Tungabhadra.
No. It's in Coimbatore.
Noyal.
No, it's not Noyal. It's Sirwani River.
Okay, Kerala also has a part of it, right?
Yeah. So I gave the 2 parts are shared by Kerala and Tamil Nadu. It's the second sweetest water in the world. Born in Palakkad, Kerala, travels to Coimbatore, Tamil Nadu, joins that major river Kaveri, which is from the other state, that is Karnataka. Sixth SDG goal is clean water and sanitation. So the answer is Sirwani is the answer. Second sweetest water in the world. Yeah. We came to the seventh one. It's a power station in the coastal area.
Kamuti in Tamil Nadu.
Yeah, Kamudi in
Kamuti.
Ramanathapuram, Tamil Nadu. Kamudi solar power station in Ramanathapuram. Connected with the seventh SDG goal, affordable and clean energy. Kamudi is the right answer. We'll move on to question number 8.
Is it the Nobel Prize for Economics prize money?
Yeah, it's Nobel Prize for Economic Sciences this year, 2021. One half shared by Canadian and another half by Israeli and American. Total value is 10 million in Swedish currency. Yeah, Nobel Prize in economic sciences or economics will give you mark. Nobel Prize will not fetch you marks. Nobel Prize in economic sciences or economics is needed. It's related with 8th goal, economic growth, decent work and economic growth. They won the Nobel Prize for research on labor welfare. Labor economics is an essential part in economic growth. I'll hope this is clear, and we move to the 9th one. It's a two-part question. Question A is a scheme introduced by Government of India in 2016, and B is a tunnel in Jammu and Kashmir. Which organization built it? Move on to the answer slide. Any guesses?
Sedu.
No, its first scheme is Atal Innovation Mission AIM scheme, and B is BADP, Border Area Development Program, that organization built with National Highways Authority, and it is named as Syama Prasad Mukherjee Tunnel. First one is Atal Innovation Mission. It's connected with the 9th SDG goal, industry, innovation and infrastructure. Innovation and infrastructure. Now let's move on to question 10. Identify
Is
which
it in
construction.
Gujarat and
West
Trump's? The slum areas of Gujarat were covered by bricks because of the Trump's visit to India.
Yeah, which place he visited in India?
Gujarat.
Yeah,
Ahmedabad.
Yeah,
Ahmedabad or
Ahmedabad.
Gujarat?
Uh, Gujarat is a state and Ahmedabad is a place where he visited. This is the answer is looking for. Move on to the answer slide. Slums in Ahmedabad
But
during
no one-
former United President Donald Trump visited India in February 2020 as the part of Namaste Trump. This is with goal number 10, reduced of inequalities. Many inequality schemes have been introduced in India, which was also trending in 2020. This was the answer is looking for. Let's move on to question 11. A major state in India recently announced
Race
43
to Zero
cities.
by Maharashtra.
Yeah, Race to Zero campaign in Maharashtra. State is Maharashtra. The goal is sustainable cities and communities. We move on to question 12. Aims at reducing environmental risks. Main objectives to more
Green
X type of
economy.
financing. Yeah, it's green economy. Move on to the answer slide. Green economy. United Nations is rendering many efforts to achieve green economy, which will be mostly useful for nature-oriented workers and development of the economy as a whole. Green economy is also called as low carbon state. If you given that low carbon state also, it will give you marks. The goal is responsible consumption and production. I'll move on to the question 13.
Paris
As a part of
Agreement.
X and
Hydrogen
yeah,
fuel based technology.
yeah, it's hydrogen-based trains are the Y. Next is Paris Agreement, main impact on climate action. This hydrogen fuel-based trains have been given trial run in Sonipat and Jind in Haryana. The goal 13 is climate action, which is related with Paris Agreement. I'll move on to question 14. The limestone formation
The
in
coral
Queensland
reef.
and Australia. Yeah, it's called coral reefs.
The Great
is
Barrier Reef in Australia is the largest one.
Yeah, coral reefs is the answer. So looking for It's the life below water. The goal number 14, life below water. The coral reefs is the answer I was looking for. Let's move on to question 15.
Project Tiger, Project Elephant.
Yeah, it's Project Tiger and Project Elephant. Two flagship scheme introduced by Government of India. Project Tiger is in 1973 and Project Elephant in 1982. It's conserving the goal life on land. Let's move on to question 16. Alternate dispute redressal mechanism.
Lok Adalat.
Yeah, it's Lok Adalat. It was first implemented in Junagadh in Gujarat in 1982. Lok Adalat, related with the peace, justice, and strong institutions. That is SDG goal 16. Move on to the final one, question number 17. Yeah, Government of India is part of A, B, and C.
Is
Identify
it
this
A
A, B, and C.
SARC? A
Yeah,
SARC.
it's A.
B is
B.
Shanghai. I think New
Yeah,
Development Bank
Shanghai,
or Shanghai.
Shanghai
And C is
Cooperation.
BRICS.
Yeah, A is, let's move on to A, SARC, South Asian Association for Regional Cooperation, 1995. B is Shanghai Cooperation in 2001. C is BRICS, headquartered in Shanghai, China. That is B. That is the one for the goal SDG 17th goal, partnership for goals. Yeah, that's it. It's today's quiz. Let's move on to the last side. These are the 17 SDGs which UN, United Nations, aim to achieve in the year 2030. Yeah, last slide, please. Yeah, thank you all for your participation. Hope you have filled the feedback in that Google form itself. If anyone is willing to tell about the quiz or any changes to be done or any feedbacks, you can feel free to
When will we know the
tell.
results of the quiz?
That will announce it
Yeah,
tomorrow.
you'll get the results tomorrow in WhatsApp group.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you everyone for participating. I guess you guys can leave. Thank you. Thank you for
Well,
participation.